Hi friends, please note that this video was recorded before the fires began around Victoria last Friday. I hope that you are all safe and well. Our community has been deeply affected by the Harcourt fires and the losses of homes, animals, wildlife and bush. In fact, I haven't seen a single bee in my garden since the fires, which shows the impact the fires have had on our area. I recorded this video during the beginnings of our heat wave that we had. My sympathies go out to all those who have been affected, and my deepest gratitude goes towards all those firefighters and volunteers out there who fought in all the fires around Victoria and saved lives and homes. Be safe out there, my friends. For the past few months, I've been dealing without having an outside washing line, and this has been challenging, but once I worked out where I could hang all the larger items to let dry outside in the sun, I've been coping quite well. At the moment, we're having a heat wave, so I'm doing a lot of the summer washing that I normally do each year. I'm washing the big things like the quilts and the pillows and all of the woolen blankets. Luckily, I've already stored away all the woolen blankets. They've been washed and completed, so now I'm just concentrating on the bedding. I have a few frames that I can set up outside, but there's also the wire that we have along our apple lines, and now that we've moved some of those apple trees and made it a shorter row, but there's still the line there, I can use this line to hang items as well. As I mentioned, it's been a hot week. And today is no exception. The weather seems to be getting hotter and hotter. I have my fire-safe clothes ready at the door to throw on if needed. My fire boots, my pants, my long-sleeve tops, all cotton, leather and wool fibres, nothing plastic. I've done the first lot of animal checks. All the troughs are full, the tank is full, the garden was watered by irrigation pipes overnight. Our fire hoses are out on all north, west, east and south sides of the house. I have food to eat in our fridge and water in bottles just in case our solar system fails. The fire app is on alert. We have all these things in place, but I'm not in a panic or worry at this time. We are safe here, we have a plan, and we are hopeful. The wind will pick up tomorrow. It's our first catastrophic fire danger day in the 11 years we've been here. The fire rating was changed in recent years, but it's still our first evacuation ready day. I check out the windows often, check the animals, and walk the property occasionally. But other than that, it's a normal hot summer's day here, and there are things inside that can be done. It's 9:30 a.m. and I still haven't eaten, so it's important I do. I've got a few bits and pieces that need to be done today. These are things that won't heat up the house and things I've been putting off for a while now. Over these next few hot days, it's a great opportunity to do work inside the house and particularly work on those items that I won't be using as much through summer, like our wood fire oven. I won't be firing that up very much over the summertime. This is actually our second year out of our 11 years here without using the wood fire oven over summer. I would usually use it all year round. However, on weeks like this, in summertime, I would do batch cooking. So I would choose the coolest day of the week, and then I would cook mass amounts of food on that day. And Now that we've got the electric oven, so we had our kitchen redone. The first kitchen we had in our house was built by my dad and my husband, and it was open shelves and not very user friendly. Everything would get dusty and there wasn't really any room for organization. Now, however, I can run my kitchen so smoothly with all the organizing that we have in all the drawers. We've got our mini little pantries in the kitchen area. And then, of course, in the pantry, we've got the bulk food and the bulk storage area. So with the electric oven and stove now, it's really easy to use whenever, all through the day in a summer day. The house stays fairly warm because we have a solar passive house. So no sunshine enters the home during the summer days, except for a little bit in the eastern side of the house. But we have curtains that I have insulated that keep that out, and it only pretty much shines on that door for about an hour or two in the morning, say from about, I'd say 6:30 to close to 8 o'clock. So probably an hour to an hour and a half. And there's no west windows or doors on this house, so we don't get any of the west sun. It definitely feels like a fridge in here, and all we have are ceiling fans to keep it cool, to move the air around and make it feel cooler. But solar passive houses work really, really well, and we are fortunate to live in an area that cools down quite nicely in the evening. So we open up all the doors and all the windows at night time, and that cools down the house. The air moves through and it cools down, and then we shut everything up by around 7 o'clock in the morning. This oven definitely takes a few goes at it. It's good to let the water sit, and it sort of lifts up all the burn marks and the bits and bobs that are sort of burnt and stuck onto the stove. And I'm going in circular motions with this steel wool. So this is the steel wool with the soap in it, and this doesn't scratch the chrome base we've got on our stove here. It's really hard in wintertime to keep the stove clean because it's just running all the time. And of course, when you spill something on the stove, it's hard to clean when it's running because it's so hot. So in summertime, of course, we have to be conscious of bushfires here in Australia. And we have a few things that we have to focus on. We have to make sure we have enough water, food. Being off-grid, we don't need to worry too much about the power going out or gas because we don't have any gas. We've got the wood stove, we've got wood, so we can always start a fire in here in this oven and cook our food if we do have any issues with our electricity. So we're on solar power and we have a backup generator just in case. And we've also got 2 pumps that we can pump water with. So if the power does go off, we can kickstart the generator and pump water here. But we do have some stores of water within the house as well. We tend to fill up containers and water bottles, and we fill up our ceramic water filter as well. So we have plenty of water just in case. And then, of course, we've got the pumps to pump the water from the dams or the tanks in case of a fire. So we do have the ability to pump water and get it to a high pressure so that we can put out any fires that may occur, which thankfully in the 11 years we've been here, there haven't been any on our property. There have been some over the road from us, and thankfully they were on low windy days, which was a blessing, because if it was the day before or the day after the fire occurred, it would have moved so much faster. And I'll tell you, a grass fire moves so fast even when there's no breeze at all. And everything has dried off so much now that it's just easy to spark. I think that if you have a plan in place, just like what your plan is with snakes and snake bites and things like that, you need to have some sort of plan in place. And then you'll feel much better that you know what to do, and you'll just action that plan when it comes to the time that you have to action it. And hopefully you never have to. Okay, let's see how well this is cleaned. Looks pretty good to me. I washed our kitchen curtains last summer and I packed them away because we felt we didn't need them. With heat waves like this, the addition of an insulated curtain really helps at keeping the heat out of the house. Even with our double glazed windows with argon gas on the inside, the curtains add another layer and block out that heat. We made these curtains when our house was being built. We purchased cotton tab curtains from Spotlight. Then we purchased old woolen blankets from op shops. Back then, 12 years ago, they were only $2 or $3 each. And we added a calico backing to the curtains. I sewed the layers together, and they are one of the best things we've added to our home to keep it cool in summer and then warm in winter. I also place a woolen blanket at the base of each external door to keep the heat from coming in. We have two different versions of our fire plan. I would say that they are two levels. It depends on where the fire started, how long it's been burning for, and how far it's travelled. Leaving the farm is part of our plan too. I wanted to add a little word of how I felt on the evening of Friday the 9th of January. I spoke earlier in this video about being hopeful, about being ready and not worrying. This is how I feel most of the time. But that day was a very windy day. My husband and I were on high alert all day. And then the fire started. And later in the afternoon, it headed our way. I wanted to leave, and I was ready to do so. Then the wind changed, and we were no longer in danger. We didn't sleep well that night. We took turns in keeping check, and we are only now feeling back to our normal selves. The fire today, 1 week later, has been marked as under control. It's taken an entire week for the firefighters and volunteers to get that raging fire under control. Let's pray that the rest of our summer and autumn are uneventful. Stay safe out there, my friends. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon for a video in my garden.